Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kasia. I'm a Polish expat living in London, and this series of video is about my journey to become single mom by choice. So currently I'm pregnant. It's almost done with first trimester. Apparently second trimester is supposed to be better in terms of energy and a little bit lighter. So looking forward to it. This time I wanted to focus about a few things that helped me, those that I researched and found information about, like additional care and what can I do to ease my mind. I know many of us moms to be are a little bit crazy at the beginning, especially because it's hard to know what's going on in our bodies. So few things that helped me. So first of all, when I got pregnant, I made appointment with midwife. The problem with midwife appointment, because NHS is mainly for midwives, is that the first appointment is around 10 weeks. So it's possible that there's something wrong with the pregnancy that you're not even aware of, and when you find out when it's too late. So I actually did few private scans, but there is also NHS help. So for example, if you have any spotting, bleeding, cramps, anything that is concerning, then you can go to emergency or even GP, and they refer you to early pregnancy unit. And at early pregnancy unit, I had scan at 5 weeks and 8 weeks. I mean, I was supposed to be at 8 weeks, but unfortunately, there's been some delays. Anyway, so I had private scans as well, and there's much bigger range of options what you can do. So for example, you can have reassurance scan early on, and it helps you to see whether the pregnancy is actually viable, whether it's not only chemical pregnancy, so whether the embryo at this stage is there. Then at 7 weeks, I had the scan which showed the heartbeat. So when the heartbeat is there, it's already much lower risk of miscarriage, for example. Then let me have a think. So I had the dating scan, and dating scan can be done from 10 weeks onwards. There are also tests on the market that you can take to find out the gender of the baby. It starts at 6 weeks. Usually you would find out this later on the NHS scan around, I think, 20 weeks, something like that, depending on your provider. So it was very helpful because I find out the gender on of my baby on 6 weeks. Then I did an NIPT test, which is non-invasive pregnancy test, and it tells you about any potential chromosomal issues in the pregnancy. So I did it in the week of, let me have a think. I think it was 9th week. Anyways, early on, and then they tell you the risk for Down syndrome, for Turner syndrome, and so on. And everything was fine, which I was very happy about. And then you have reassurance, and you can choose to test for gender again. So dating scan from 10th week onward. And this was my favorite, to be honest, because I could see already the shape of the little human. And I could see my baby girl moving with her feet and arms. And this was the first time I actually felt pregnant, because most of the time I just feel ill and very, very tired. Yes. Another option, what I'm considering, is whether I should birth through NHS or privately. So the differences between what I understood so far, that NHS has much better care in case of like emergency situation, So when something happens, even if you're signed up to private hospital, they might transfer you to NHS because the facilities are much better in NHS hospitals. So many people recommend that, for example, choose a private wing close to NHS hospital. So this is one of the options. What I like about private care though, very often it depends on the hospital. Sometimes you can choose between midwife-led or consultant-led, even if everything is fine. So for example, I chose consultant-led, so I have my OB/GYN. And I'm really happy about it because it's I feel like I'm actually care after, and I know the person, and I always have someone to ask question and go to, which I find very helpful. And also with the private healthcare, I have more scans. So for example, NIPT would be actually included in my package with consultant-led pregnancy. Meanwhile, in NHS, I wouldn't get it. I would have to have it privately anyways. So I think the private medical care is better in a sense. It's slightly enhanced. You have more reassurance, more appointments. Meanwhile, NHS, from what I heard with some women, you have only 3 midwife appointments for good whole pregnancy, which I would just go crazy, to be honest. Another thing what I like about private birth is that you have your own room. Through NHS it depends, you might get your own room, you might not, depending on availability on the hospital. Apparently the service is nice in both, it depends on the hospital, so you need to do your own research. What else? Well, like small things that probably are not very relevant, but are just like a nice thing to have. So like a goodie box from private hospital for new moms to be better food, because very often there is a chef cooking on the side for you, so you can choose whatever you want. And also, like, if there is someone with you, like a partner or even doula friend, then they can, the private hospital are more likely to accommodate them in a separate bedroom instead of just on a chair, for example, like for NHS. So there are a few differences. Many people actually recommend NHS and said that it's very good healthcare. I think going through private is more about, like, you know, the comfort, the reassurance, just generally the ease also, because it's much easier to make appointments usually privately than for NHS, much less waiting and so on. So I find it helpful. In terms of update from my side, so I cannot see a proper bump yet. I will flash pictures before and after. So one is in my 6th week and the other is in 11 weeks, and it's more about, like, I'm just getting bigger, how my grandma said, wider. I cannot see the bump, I'm just getting fatter. So apparently your body, like, works very hard to keep the pregnancy, and there is a lot of changes that people do not even realize that is happening in a woman's body. So I read, for example, even things like telomeres shrink. The telomeres are responsible for longevity, so the longer telomeres you have, the more likely you will live longer, and also look younger. So the telomeres apparently shrink by around 4% during pregnancy, which is quite a lot. So apparently, according to one of the researches that I read, you can look 11 years older comparing to non-pregnant women at the same age. Other things, so like body ache, so this is related to a higher blood flow. Obviously, like water retention, exhaustion, headaches. Yeah, that's a lot for the body. Personally, I didn't even realize, so my ignorance probably. But anyways, another video about more details in what's going on in the body. hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to keep up with my updates and my videos and want to get notifications, please subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you.